So I've decided to put this video up now, today, and I don't want you to think anything's wrong with all the things going on here in California, the floods, the earthquakes and everything, mainly because my schedule is all off. Normally I do a weekend, Saturday, Sunday, also a midweek, Tuesday or Wednesday, and it's all off and messed up. Well, I'm in my car, and it's the second day that I've done a trial run out the driveway driving with my 7-week-old meniscus tear. I'm keeping my fingers crossed because guess what? I think I am on the upswing. Had a great day yesterday, and I needed to exercise my body and just do a little bit more, which I did. And at the end of the day, I thought, oh, did I make a mistake? But I don't think I did. So I am going to maybe make a run to Del Taco and get an iced tea maybe today because I don't have to get out of the car. Now that's my other problem. So I really want to make this video, this Dollar Tree or 99-cent store makeup, full face makeup. I was challenged by Rxstrmom last week to do this. You know, every once in a while, the makeup creators or beauty creators do tags, and they invite anyone to do the same thing. And it could be anything from answering 10 questions about what do you want your new year to be, or what mistakes did you make in the past, or something like that. But this one was a challenge to go to the Dollar Tree store or the 99-cent store. I don't think it matters, one or the other. Patty went to the Dollar Tree, and she did mention my name, and she said, and I challenge you, Nanny, from Nanny and the Moose. You know who you are, Mary Ellen. And I read that, and I thought, darn it, I want to do that. But I had this little problem of the knee and no mobility. And I was just getting stark crazy in the bed. But you know what? I think it helped me. It's almost 2 months. The doctor said healing takes 2 to 4 months. And I think because I was a good girl and stuck it out 22 hours a day in bed, just getting up maybe to fix some supper. But most of the time, Margie was sending food up, or Colleen was shopping and buying us these ready-made meals. So I had so much help from our family. Not only that, but the kids, Colleen's kids. Brendan was doing everything from changing my sheets to emptying the garbage and throwing stuff out, and everything he could. He and Shannon also set up my New Year's Eve table for me, getting the tablecloth in and getting the camera straightened out. So I've had a ton of help, but I'm feeling my oats. I'm being careful. Moosie keeps reminding me. It's driving me a little bit crazy, but I did a load of wash today. I did a load of wash yesterday. I'm very carefully walking out to the shed. I've been wearing my brace. I've been switching off between the knee sleeves, which are great compression, and the brace that the doctor gave me, which is that hunkin' big iron brace that goes from the middle of my thigh down to the middle of my calf, below my calf, or to the calf. And that has that pressure point on the outside of the knee. And I think it's called a push-through type of a device. Mikey explained it to me, being in somewhat of the business, pharmaceuticals, and Matthew too, also in the medical supply business, that heavy button on the outside of the knee pushes something through to the inside where the meniscus tear is and the pain. So it helps with pain, it helps with healing, and I've been trying to wear that as much as I can. But that button is, that button on the outside is somewhat distracting because it's push, you know, it's there. So I am excited about this. I'm all dressed up and ready to start up the engine here, but I've forgotten the keys, so that means another trip inside. I think I might wait a little bit and maybe pick up a little lunch for Moosie and I when I go down to Del. I'm just so excited. My trial runs so far have been going out the driveway, down on the road. It's not a main road, but and then going down the road, not even half a mile, making a turnaround and coming back. And I discovered that when the way I sit with the chair semi far back from the wheel, my leg is not bent to a right angle. It's spread out, which is good. I feel no pain whatsoever in the knee when I push the gas pedal. And when I push the brake, basically, I just shift. My heel stays on the ground, and I just shift the toe part, the upper part of the foot. I don't have to lift it up and push the brake, and that's good. So I think I might be driving again. Now, as I was saying, getting out of the car and getting my walker out or having to be pushed in the wheelchair depends on where I'm trying to go and what I'm trying to do and how long I might be on my feet. Now, in order to do this makeup challenge, I have to get to a Dollar Tree store or a 99-cent store. And there are 3 of them nearby. And I'm trying to figure out in my head, isn't it crazy that during normal life, I thought I'm looking up on the hill, I thought I saw a coyote going across. You know, they're back again. They're on the roof again at night. I can't figure out what the heck is on the roof that they're interested in. Margie's husband said maybe it's just a pathway through to another area. I don't know. It's got to stop though, because when I look out the window, they're 4 feet away from me. So at any rate, I'm distracted here. So I have been going over in my head where I can park. Now, I do have a handicap parking, not only for myself, but also for Moose when I take Moose to the doctors or wherever too. So we've had one of these for several years. I'm trying to figure out which 99-cent store or which Dollar Tree store I can park close enough to the store, in which case I could use the rollator, go on my own and just roll in. And if I'm a really good girl and I don't get distracted by all the other things there are to buy in those stores, go straight to the makeup. I can pick out my own makeup without having to have someone go there with me. And it's, you know, Brendan goes back to school on Saturday, and I don't want to ask him to spend time with Nanny picking out makeup on his last couple of days. And today, Colleen and Micah took Shannon and several of her girlfriends up to Big Bear to do some sleigh riding, and I don't know whether they do, what do you call that, surfing the snow thing. So no one's around today, and I'm really wondering if I shouldn't make this step, because I want to do that video real soon. In the meantime, I want to put my teddy coat on and my hat. I don't want to go to Big Bear because it's too soon for an outing like that. It is starting to get chilly here. And I kind of wanted to make a little video about coming out in my teddy coat and showing you that I can still wear it marching around. Brenda was helping me put all my Christmas sweaters away out in a tub. I did purge some, by the way, and I have been purging a little bit of products and makeup. I gave a great big box to 3 of our granddaughters, Lauren and Shannon and Ryan, to go through all the products and makeup that I've bought over the past couple of years on impulse, only because I was a newbie at all this and hardly even touched or opened half of it. So I've done that, and hopefully I can continue. I even am very anxious to make something that I've had up at Bonnie and Billy's. You know, Bonnie is from the Philippines, and she is the most fantastic cook. Everybody, they have a B&B up there, and everybody requests her Filipino meals, which are fabulous. And I want to make myself, with Bonnie's tutoring, pancit. And it's done with those rice noodles and vegetables and a certain sauce of oyster sauce and fish sauce. And so I want to do that. And meantime, last week, I burned the whole bottom and inside of my spaghetti pot. You know, everyone has a big spaghetti or soup pot. And mine was an 8-quart, and I think I've had that 25 years, believe it or not. And it's the pot I use more than anything. I use it for soups, which I make a lot of soups. And my chili, I make my chili in it. I do stews and you name it, I do in that pot. So Moose said, throw it out. Throw it out. Now, I'm always trying to scrub it with Brillo and everything, but it was so burned. I have to admit, I did a little bit of soup last week that I just wanted to heat up and have one last cup. And I went into the bedroom to do something, and I smelled something, and I thought I saw some smoke going by the door. I thought, oh my God. Now, I didn't run, but I went very carefully into the kitchen, filled with smoke again. I can't believe I did this. There was no fire, thank God. But I do have that fire blanket ready to go. Once before, I did have a stove fire, and I handled it badly, and that's when I told you about those fire blankets. Anyway, I turned it off. Right at that time, Colleen came down with something. I had to open the door, put the fan on the kitchen, and she said, whoa, what's coming out this door? Not something to laugh about because it is stupid, but I know we all do this from time to time. So I had to get a new pot. And I will show you when I get back into the house, either today or I don't know when I'll get this video up. So maybe I'll ride you down to Dell with me today in a little while. See you later. By the way, excuse the hairdo. I put curlers in yesterday because I thought I was going to do this video yesterday and forgot about it. I was so excited about getting in the car. I was going to film myself driving down the road. But anyway, I had to take the curlers out to sleep last night. And I haven't combed it yet because I'm going to try and resurrect a hairdo here when I go inside. So don't worry about the hair. You look like the dead of winter.
I got my gloves on.
Yes, you do. And your scarf that I knit for you and your great hat.
You made the scarf?
You know I knit that for you about 5 years ago when I was in my knitting phase, as Colleen calls it. I have my ceramics phase and my knitting phase and my sewing phase. I don't know what phase I'm in right now, but my YouTube phase, right? Okay, well, maybe since I'm driving, I've done 2 test drives now. So I'll drive down to Del Taco maybe since I don't have to get out of the car. What do you think?
Sounds good to me.
Some lunch?
Yeah.
Do you have a fave?
Yeah.
What? What's your fave?
What do you call them again?
We've been stuck in the house too long.
I know.
We're not in touch with the outside world these days. The memories are going. What, a burrito or a crunchy something?
Something crunchy, yeah.
Okay. See what I can do.
Okay.
Things are looking a little sad out here in my garden, which I haven't been able to check out for so long. At least my boxwood is still alive. And I haven't clipped down any roses or anything yet. Look how tall they got. Oh dear. But I'll be able to get to it maybe soon, but not for a while. What's still living here, Moosie? What is this that's so alive looking here? What is this?
I think that's vacant, isn't it?
I don't think so, no. I don't know. But this is still alive. And that is what? That green pot there, which is looking good.
4 o'clocks.
4 o'clocks, okay. So they're living through the winter here so far. St. Francis is still presiding. I thought that these would die out as soon as we had the first cold snap, but I don't think it's gotten cold enough, do you? Oop, here's some things that have to be clipped back. I've just gotten back from Dell, and Moosie and I had a lovely lunch, and I didn't have to get out of the car, but I drove all the way there. It's not far at all. It's probably a mile, and it wasn't on any big roads, so I did okay. So that's the 3rd time I've driven. I feel very confident. I've been bustling around today outside with Moosie, checking out the garden, doing a couple of loads of wash, and I do believe the doctor now that healing has happened during the last 2 months. I'm not going to overdo it. What I want to show you, since I'm going to race through this and try and get this up, is my new spaghetti pot or pasta pot or soup pot. I use this pot, as I told you, I had a little accident on the stove. I'm going to show you this pot. I'm going to show you some of my rice noodles for this pancit, the Filipino pancit recipe that I'm going to be making. I've had it up at Bonnie's. I think I told you my daughter-in-law is from the Philippines, and she's a marvelous cook. And I just have the hots for pancit for some reason or other. So as soon as my 2 sauces arrive, an oyster sauce and a fish sauce that I mix with soy sauce, that's the sauce, I'm going to start using these. I bought these on Amazon, a package of 3 of these. There's a lot of rice noodles in here. And evidently they don't cook very long. You soak them in some broth, and I'll make that on camera when I do that, maybe next week. But I want to show you the pot that I had to buy because I couldn't be without a pasta or a soup pot. I make soup at least once a week, twice a week, and we love our pasta too. But I had to have certain things. I do love the clear pot. It's an 8 quart, the exact same size as my other one. I do love the steamer in the top, and this you can, if you're making a vegetable pasta, you can steam the veggies while you're cooking the noodles, the pasta. And this I have to have. When I take my pasta out, I love to let it drain and then take it right to the sink, which is right next to my stove, and leave the noodles in the pot there before I dish out. And this time I went for stainless steel. And this is the pot. Here's the pot. Moose said the stainless steel would be a lot easier to clean up. It has great handles. Everything is heavy, especially when you get the water in it. Has one of those fantastic bottoms on it that really regulates the heat. And now, all I have to do is wait for my fish sauce to come tomorrow. This just came in the mail last night from Amazon. It took 2 days. And I don't know whether you feel the need, as I do, for one of these. Actually, I never put it away. It stays on the stove the whole time because I use it at least 3 times a week, whether the soup or what. So when I do the pancit, the Filipino pancit recipe with veggies and chicken and shrimp and these rice noodles, I will make it with you. Now, what else did I want to tell you about? Oh, the supper that I will be making, not tonight because I don't have all the ingredients. Remember the fondue that we did on New Year's Eve? Well, I guess I have to show you my poncho or my cape. I just love this. I bought this a month or 2 months ago because I haven't even been out shopping since then. Look at the herringbone interior. It's a great cape, and this one happens to have a nice leather clip in the front. Let me get in the front and show you this. I just love anything plaid. Goes back to my Scottish days, I guess. But I love this. And it's so great to just put one of these on over your shoulders when it's not too cold for a teddy coat, which I will get out and show you soon. I won't be going to a wedding in it, but I will be wearing it in the cold. And I have a couple of caps too. I love berets and I love those woolly snow caps. But here in California, it hasn't gotten there yet. So what I wanted to show you, I did have a lot of breadcrumbs left over from our fondue supper the other night, and I still have part of the loaf, which is still okay. I'm going to cut the rest of this up, and there's a recipe I'm going to make called a Reuben pudding. Now, you all know what a Reuben sandwich is. It's corned beef and mustard and a great roll that's lots of bread in it. And there's a pudding, or it's a big pot of something. You take 3 or 4 eggs. You soak all these breadcrumbs, and they're cubed. They're going to be cubed. You do it in a big casserole dish of some kind, either a round one or a long one. And you soak the eggs. You put all the leftover Swiss cheese from our fondue supper in there, or you can use Havarti, which is a spicy cheese. Put that in. Now, what I don't have is the corned beef. So I have to pick up some corned beef when I hopefully get out. And hopefully that will be this week. And then you mix that with a mixture of mustard and something else. You put milk in there. I don't know what else the other ingredients are, but you mix the whole thing up and it tastes, doesn't look like a Reuben sandwich, but it tastes just like a Reuben sandwich. So that's one of my next recipes. I'm getting to the point where I adore Colleen and Margie and all the food that they pick up for me, and Margie cooks all the time. But I miss a little bit of my unusual cooking, and especially cooking for you, my friends. So hopefully I'll get to that. Another thing I have to get on Amazon real soon because I am running way low. I probably have 2 more coffees left of my Vital Proteins collagen peptides. I use this all the time. I started Moosie on it, but then he thought maybe it was constipating, so he stopped. He's wrong. It does not constipate you. I made that assertion a year or 2 ago, tried it, and it doesn't. So I probably won't get the sale that I got the last time, but that's what's left from the first coffee that Moosie gave me right after I had my knee mishap. He went into the kitchen for the first time in a long, long time, and he made me a coffee. But remember the story? He spilled the collagen on the floor. It was brand new, $42 worth. And Mikey and all the kids called it my $42 cup of coffee. But it wasn't, because Colleen managed to rescue. It sort of fell on the floor upside down in a kind of a pyramid. And she was able to get maybe, I would say, a half to possibly close to 2/3 left. So it really was only a $28 cup of coffee, really. But he did get it to me in bed, that's for sure. And by the way, he's been getting my coffee almost every morning since. So Moosie is upping his game, and I'm really proud of him and very thankful, because I think from now on in, I will be doing fewer of the rushing around and that I did, but who knows? I might return to the same old nanny. So I will put all the particulars in the description box below this. If you just click on the little word more on the description underneath the thumbnail or the video, then it will take you to a drop-down box where there will be some information about this. So I'm going to close now, and let's go in a little bit. I did a lot of chit-chat in the car, and maybe I'm not used to chit-chatting. Maybe I need to get out more. Fresh air must be vitalizing, maybe. I love you all, and thank you for all the comments. Thank you for wishing me a very happy new year and a blessed new year. The same to all of you. And I just love my poncho. Isn't it pretty? Look at the back. Don't want to light myself on fire here. I'll see you all real soon. Keep your fingers crossed that I get out to the Dollar Tree. That might be my next video, is my full Dollar Tree or 99-cent makeup. And I am picking up the challenge of Rxstrmom, who challenged me to do this tag. And I will try it because I think it'll work. Who knows? Goodbye for now. God bless us. By the way, for all those who are worried about Patrick and wondered why he wasn't appearing, I found him hanging from the grandfather clock this morning. He's been there all along, and I must have a talk with him and let him know that he can go home now.